my fellow wizards. It has been some time since I've made a video about Harry Potter, but I delayed this intentionally because I have just 2 more videos to make, and since I'm a very big fan of Harry Potter, I still don't want to let go. I still don't want it to end. But I have to do it, and I decided to finally, sit down and just do it. So this video is about Harry Potter 7, the 7th book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1. Part 1 because there were 2 movies on the book, and 2 games on the book, so I can't make a video about the entire book and a video about, you get the point. So I'm gonna talk about, this is the book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So I'm gonna talk about, it's a very nice book. It was a little damaged here, but still it's in top condition regardless from the back. It's not very big. Also, this is being the last book. See, the back is kind of not straight. Anyhow, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So this is the 7th book. In the end of the last book, the 6th book, the Half-Blood Prince, Snape kills Dumbledore, and the Death Eaters escape, leaving many injured and several dead. And the entire world of the wizards knows that war is coming. And Harry decides that he must finish what he started in his 6th year with Dumbledore, and that is finding and destroying all the remaining Horcruxes, thus rendering Lord Voldemort mortal, and in the end trying to kill him. So the beginning of the book begins with the chapter with a Dark Lord. Well, Harry Potter is almost 17 years old. First, I'm gonna tell that he's almost in age. So in the wizard world, you don't get in age on 18, but on 17. So when he becomes 17 years old, his mother's magic that protected him from the Dark Lord ever since will be no more, and Voldemort will be able to go into his home, wherever he calls home, which is the Dursleys' house, and kill him. So in the beginning, the Dark Lord is plotting a way to kill Harry when he turns 17, while the Order of the Phoenix has made a plan to save Harry, and it is a very interesting one. It's shown in the movie as well. The 7 Harry Potters. So Harry and 6 other people. These other 6 people drink a very special potion with Harry's hair added in it, which turns them into Harry, copy of Harry. So the idea was all these 7 Harry Potters would go at the same time and afterwards meet. But they were betrayed, and Harry was immediately found out who he was, the real he was, and the Dark Lord himself went after him. He was flying. The Mad-Eyed Moody died, but still all the others survived. Then Harry decides to go after the Horcruxes, but he had to do something else. Ronald's oldest brother, Bill, was to get married to Fleur Delacour, which was one of the Triwizard champions in the 4th book, the French girl. And so Harry had to wait for this wedding to end, and then there was a message saying that the minister was killed, the ministry has fallen, they're coming, and they're storms and storms of Death Eaters came to the wedding, and Harry escaped with Hermione and Ron to London, and they started hiding and searching for the Horcruxes. So Harry, in the sixth book, before Dumbledore was killed, Harry and Dumbledore found a medallion, a locket, which was supposed to be a Horcrux, but it was fake. It was replaced by a certain R.A.B. character. So Harry, Ron, and Hermione go to hide in Sirius's house on Grimmauld Square, number 13, I believe it's called, or 12, number 12, yeah. And they find a room which belongs to a person called R.A.B. And that R.A.B. was Sirius's younger brother, Regulus Arcturus Black, who had, when he was 16, I believe, he had become a Death Eater. And his parents, also Sirius's parents, were very proud of him because, you know, everyone in Sirius's family before him were in Slytherin, and Sirius was the first member of the Black family to be in Gryffindor. So they're pure blood, thus they are in Slytherin. They are proud of being Slytherin. So his brother was in Slytherin, and when he joined the Dark Lord, they were very proud. But still, his brother thought it was wrong, and he tried to escape. Eventually he was killed, but before he was killed, before the day he was killed, he managed to hide one of Lord Voldemort's Horcruxes, one of his pieces, one of his soul pieces. And so when they got into his room, they knew that Sirius's brother had hidden the medallion. And then they started searching for it, and eventually they learned that it belonged, that it was bought by a member of the Ministry, their favorite teacher from their 5th year, Dolores Umbridge, you know, favorite like this. And they go on this very, very difficult mission to infiltrate the Ministry, just to take that locket. You know, they go in, they study everything, and they just, you know, they stupefy they paralyze 3 members of the Ministry. Then they take their hair, they become them with the Polyjuice potion, and they enter the Ministry. They go around, and they eventually find the locket, and they save a lot of Muggleborns who were to be sent to Azkaban, which is a very good thing. Then they go on search for the other Horcruxes, and the locket proves to be a very big burden. See, every one of the Horcruxes has a mind of its own, and it's an evil mind. And when each one of them, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, wear a locket, they start to change with time. They become irritated, they become angry, and they say things they wouldn't normally say. So that's when Ronald and Harry have a quarrel, have a fight, and he leaves them, Hermione and Harry, and know that Ron is saying all these things because of the locket on his neck. But still, when he takes it off and throws it on the ground and apparates away, it was too late. He couldn't go back. So then Harry and Hermione are left alone to travel. You know, they have to change every now and then their camping place because of the Snatchers. The Snatchers are people who find Muggleborns and sell them for money to the Ministry, and they are also, and everyone is also looking for Harry, which has been deemed undesirable number 1, meaning he's the number 1 most wanted man in the entire British Islands, in the entire Britain. So they're running, and then they figure out what can destroy the locket, and that is the Sword of Gryffindor. However, the Sword of Gryffindor was taken from them by the Minister himself and put in the, I don't know if it's not put in the museum, but in the Ministry, when he gives them a snitch, a book, and Dumbledore's, I don't believe how it was called. It's a device that takes all the light near it. So they find out that they need the sword, but they don't have the sword. So one night Harry's walking around and training with Malfoy's wand, because his own wand was broken when they went to Godric's Hollow for Harry to see his parents' graves, and then there the Voldemort had put a trap. He killed the old Barta. Oh, she's not Barta Beetle. Oh, I forgot her name. He killed an old lady, which was the writer of History of Hogwarts, and put his snake there. So when he was fighting the snake, his wand was broken, and he had to use Hermione from time to time. They used one wand, not Malfoy's later, and switch it. So while Harry was on patrol and Hermione was sleeping, he saw a light, and that light was some kind of a unicorn, or no, it was a female horse, and he followed it. It led him to an icy lake in the middle of the forest, and when he looked through the ice, he saw something shiny. He looked a little better, and he saw that it was the sword of Gryffindor. So he took off his clothes, he jumped in, but the locket was still on his neck, and it felt that there was a strong magical item, a pure magical item near it, which could be used to destroy it, and he tried to kill Harry, and he was basically drowning, and then someone saved him, and he saw that it was Ronald. He was holding the sword, he was all wet and stuff, and then Harry told him that he was destined to destroy the locket, and he did it. So the three were back together, and they went, and they started, going around again, and they were found. Harry did not know that there was a taboo placed on the name Voldemort. So whoever said the name, the Snatchers and the Death Eaters would get a signal of the location of that person and just apparate next to him and catch him. So they were caught, and Hermione was fast enough to make Harry some kind of spell that would change his face, some ugly thing, so he wouldn't be recognized. And the Snatchers, however, were not very dumb, and they might have recognized him, and they brought all three of them to the Malfoy mansion. They started questioning them, and Harry and Ron were locked in the dungeon, where they found Luna Lovegood and the Wand Maker Ollivander, while Hermione was being tortured by Bellatrix Lestrange. Then they escaped with the help of Dobby. There was a fight. Harry took some wands, Malfoy's wand, Bellatrix's wand, some other wands, and they were apparated by Dobby, but in that very instant Bellatrix Lestrange threw a knife, and the knife killed Dobby. And Harry was very, very, very sad, because he's known Dobby since his second year, and they buried him, the normal way, with shovels and hard work. And that's how the first movie ends, and it catches the first half of the book. So about the game now, about the movie. Sorry, the movie is the same. It's basically the same, like what I've told you about the book, with some minor differences in the details, but I don't have time to tell you all the details, because I don't want to make a video like 1 hour long. So the movie is very nice. I really liked it. The whole atmosphere, the darkness, the fear, the feeling that this war with the Dark Lord is more terrible than it was the last time. It's just so David Yates made a very, very awesome job making this movie. He just has this very good feeling and representation of what Rowling has written in the book, and he's made a very, very, very good movie. And the cast is perfect, everyone's perfect. Alan Rickman, Helena Bonham Carter, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, Tom Felton. Everyone is just marvelously acting, And if you haven't watched Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, do it, rent it or download it, or you can go to the cinema. Yeah, rent it or download it or even buy it. You will not be disappointed. The movie is just amazing. To the game now. The game was different than the sixth one. The gameplay was completely changed. In Harry Potter, the game had finally become an action game with a cover system. You don't have to move your mouse like an idiot to make spells. You just scroll them or with the buttons and you cast them. And this was the first and last game where you have the Cruciatus curse, you know, Crucio, and you just make the person feel excruciating pain. It was a very nice game, very action-like, filled with adrenaline, fighting Snatchers, fighting Dementors, fighting Inferi, fighting Death Eaters, and it's very nice, fighting spiders even, and collecting things like radio programs, news articles from the Daily Prophet, the Quibbler, that magazine of Xenophilius Lovegood. What else? But you only play with Harry in this game. Like there were other games before where you switch to other characters also, but here you play only with Harry. In overall, the game is very nice. It's very realistically made. Since it being the last game, they've made a new engine. It's very nice, looks great, feels great. It's just a nice Harry Potter game. However, at times it's ridiculously difficult because you have to fight like 20 Snatchers, 20 Death Eaters, 5 Dementors in the air, and 30 Inferi coming after you. So you have to defend yourself against the Death Eaters and the Snatchers. Then you have to cast Expecto Patronum on the bloody Dementors, and the Inferi you can't kill them. You have to cast spells at them like an idiot to slow them down. You have to run constantly around. But it's nice. There are main missions which are on the movie, and between some part of main missions there are free side missions which are you have to do them. They are recommended to be done. You can't continue without making them. And the missions that I like in this game were those with the cloak, the invisibility cloak. If you played the first game, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, there was a level there where you wear the cloak and have to evade Filch. So the invisibility cloak is only in the first game, and in this game, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. So it had to be in all the games, but still I don't know why EA didn't put it, because it's a very fun thing to do, being invisible, going around Death Eaters and Snatchers and evading Dementors, and it's just very nice. And the game is, you have to try it, either download it or buy it, whatever you fancy. You won't be disappointed. So this is it. I don't know how long this video is. It's quite long, I think. And I still haven't watched the last Harry Potter movie, so I'm waiting for it to be online in the internet so that I can download it and watch it. So until then I won't be able to make Harry Potter video. However, I'm gonna figure it out. Until then, my young wizards, sorcerers, casters, enchanters, spellcasters, magicians, or whatever, see you later.